Okay, thank you everyone for joining us today on the short introduction for Balluff and what Balluff are able to provide in semiconductor manufacturing. So, a short introduce for myself. I'm Linh Tê Jun as a new joinee in Balluff in Malaysia. So, I gonna talk about a short introduction for Balluff and also in semicon, what are the challenges and uh, what are the trends that the semiconductor industry are asking Balluff to provide, and also the trends. So we will show you some Balluff solution and also some IO in what in helping the semiconductor industry. So a small introduction on Balluff. So Balluff are a family business in Germany. So we have more than 30,000 customer and partners worldwide. We have over 60. We have present over 60 countries with 38 of our subsidiaries at all over the world, and also partners around the world. So we have 7 production sites on the worldwide, majority in Europe, in also US, and also Asia Pacific. So we have around 3,900 employees worldwide. Our capital around 600 million euro in 2022. So currently, the Balluff are owned by 4th generation family-owned company. So Balluff has been established more than 100 years old. So we have our present in more than 60 countries with 3,900 employees, over with 38 subsidiaries and sales representatives. So we have our presence in Asia Pacific, started with 1980s in Japan. So in 1992, we started out a joint venture with Singapore with our partners. And then in 2012, we established our own subsidiaries in Singapore. So in 2015, Taiwan, China, Indonesia, Australia, and New Zealand, we established our own subsidiaries. In 2020, Malaysia subsidiaries are set up. So we are quite present in industries such as automotive, assembly system, robotics and automation, battery, energy, semiconductors and electronics, packaging, food and beverage, metalworkings, and metallurgy. So we have we sell our components to all these kind of industries. So we make our presence there. So what do Balluff do? So we have we able to provide sensors in helping in the automation industry. We have our industrial networking. Then we are quite a big player in the RFID market, as well as human machine interface, machine vision, power supplies, connectivity such as cables and connectors, accessories, software, and system solutions. So our service include a good project management, customer 24/7 on the and technical assistance for the, let's say if you have any problems with the device that you purchase from us. So what are the industry challenges and trends facing in the semiconductor industry? So currently, rapid increase of demands for semiconductors are a major part in whole world. So when the demand increase, the company manufacturing these ICs and chips, they have to increase their production, so they have to expand their company. So driven by increasing integration of smart capabilities in various product and segment, so they need to expand. And then there's a huge investment in semiconductor company that they need to expand their production capacity globally. And then many of these companies are supported by government subsidies and incentives. Increasing trade tension as a catalyst for local innovation and new players. So in the market, semiconductors are usually monopolized by the big player. So new startup will have a lot of challenges setting up their own company and also producing semiconductor IC and chips. So what are the key challenges requested by the customer? So they need a good quality. So Balluff able to provide a quality assurance for them. They need a precision sensors. They need a efficiency, means the device need to be easy to use. Customer usually will request real-time monitoring, also a streamlined communication from the customer to the supplier. So usually customer will need to know some predictive maintenance so that they can expand or maximize their production capabilities, minimizing the downtime. So seamless sensor integration are very important in this industry. So sometimes the customer need to improve their own machine, so they need to have easy machinery retrofit. So what Balluff able to provide are, so in semiconductor, usually wafer handling are very important, as well as wafer processing and inspection to make sure that the product produced are in good qualities and maximize their output. So during wafer transport, we have this kind of photoelectric sensors. We call it microfit. So they're able to detect the wafer, detect the cross-shorted, double stack or empty wafer slot in the FOUP reliability. So these kind of sensors are very easy to install without bending radius and restriction. So you can see how the sensor was installed in this gripper. So the light beam for this photoelectric sensor are small, so they're able to have excellent accuracy in smaller space, so minimizing the opening angles. Different type of mounting are available, so they can easily customize or design different type of design based on the customer requirement. So beside the positioning of the gripper, we are also able to provide solutions such as robot positioning. So high precision magnetically coded position measuring system, we are able to supply to the customer. So this kind of encoders, we call it encoders, are installed to detect linear position of the robot. So the robot can be moved left and right. So we able to detect the accuracy up to micrometers. So we will have a good accuracy compared to the other solution provided in the market. So these kind of sensors are ideal for monitoring multiple load spots or process chambers. So in wafer processing, we can offer vibration monitoring on their vacuum gate valve. So vibration monitoring during operation and close process of vacuum gate valve are important. So this is to reduce and monitor vibration due to metal on metal friction. Therefore, release of particles in the clean room and vacuum environment are reduced. These kind of BCM sensors are very easy to be applied, to be installed, and they provide reliable vibration and contact temperature monitoring. This BCM0003 transmit their data via IO link. So it's a reliable kind of communication from the sensor to the PLC and also up to the server side. So in IO link, we are able to capture real-time sensor data, simplify sensor data installation, enhance flexibility, and boost machine availability with IO link. Example in CMP equipment. IO link analog hubs enable digital connection of all analog signals via IO link, offering a comprehensive network topology for digitized forwarding of original analog signals. So we can connect this kind of analog hub up to 8 sensors of analog signals can be transmitted into a IO link signal. So total up to 64 analog sensors can be sent via a master hub, our IO link master. So beside this, we can also have exact wafer positioning by using photoelectric sensors. So reliable on-the-fly wafer position alignment while transferring wafer into process chamber. Our BOH photoelectric sensor technology accurately detects sharp wafer edges, allowing for correction while the wafer in motion. High precision signals enable offset calculation of ideal alignment when the sensor switching isn't simultaneous. So in semiconductor manufacturing, so during production of the wafer, a lot of liquid will be used. Liquids such as acid, alkalines, chemicals, even pure water. So level monitoring are a major part for the semiconductor industry. So we are able to detect field levels, monitoring for acid, alkalines, and ultra pure water tanks for wet chemistry with our capacitive sensors. So depending on the types, we are able to provide different types of capacitive sensor. The detection can be applied through glass and plastic balls, so that the sensor itself doesn't in contact with the medium. So it can be in contact or without contact to provide point level detection as well as the continuous level monitoring. So inspection, we can also provide wafer inspection using our vision camera. So our vision camera have a high resolution, low noise image with a high dynamic range to identify defects and verify dimension during wafer inspection and metrology. State-of-the-art CMOS image sensors, including rolling global shutters and backside illumination. Option for customized housing, connection, and pre-processing function to fit specific application can be provided by Balluff. So with this, we are able to detect maybe wire bond incorrect, maybe the solder apply is too less or too much. So we can detect this using our camera system. So beside the sensors, we also able to provide our IO-Link gateway. So unlocking IIoT potential in conductors manufacturing. So at the bottom, we have sensors. Balluff able to provide sensors, cabling, and also connection to a hub. So conventionally, we use passive distribution hub. So we will connect this using many cables to controllers and also PLC. So with IO-Link, we are able to consolidate this kind of signals into a IO-Link master hub. And then the wiring for this kind of master hub for this kind of IO-Link system are greatly reduced, which end up saving costs and troubleshooting time for the customers. So SCADA, with this IO-Link gateway, they will then send the IO-Link or the sensors information to the SCADA, where the real-time control are being applied, and also as well as monitoring and analysis, as well as machine learning. IO-Link are a major part of sensors and data integration. So IO-Link able to provide data-driven quality assurance in battery production as well as semiconductor industry. Seamless cloud sensors to cloud connectivity. So with IO-Link, we can easily send this sensors data to cloud for data logging and also real-time monitoring. So during production, real-time condition monitoring can be applied. So IO-Link also enables easy swap of the IO-Link sensors to minimize the downtime. This also simplifies the wiring, so you no longer have to check which are the signals are being used, which are the signals cable, which are the supply cable. So it will have efficient setup with also fault diagnostic. This means that any disconnection of the sensor can be determined, or also let's say if the sensor having error, we can easily do the troubleshoot. So IO-Link also enables to reduce networks complexity by reducing IP address in the system. We can also use Balluff engineering tools for easy setup of IO-Link device. So for Balluff, we provide these Balluff engineering tools free of charge for the customer to do the parameter setup of the sensors. So in summary, IO-Link able to save time and cost, able to increase efficiency, easier to use. So this installation, parameterization, and diagnostic, IO-Link are important in these areas. So what Balluff able to provide in our IO-Link is IO module, our HMI peak to light application. We have also RFID, which communicate using IO-Link, so we do not need additional controllers. During some complicated wiring, we are able to provide inductive couplers to reduce the wiring. Also, let's say if you need easier change of tools, inductive couplers are important components in this. As well as nowadays, a lot of sensors come with IO-Link. These kind of sensors like linear sensors, photoelectric sensors, pressure transmitters, our vibration sensors, RFID, our couplers, as well as I/O hub, they exist in IO-Link version. So that's my presentation. Let's say if you have any question, you are welcome to ask in the chat. So let's say if you have question, yeah, please ask in the chat. I'm glad to reply you. So I see Kelvin have a question. When purchasing an IO-Link sensor from Balluff, do I need to pay for the Balluff engineering tool software? So Balluff engineering tool was recently been put as a free to use license. So last time we need to pay for the license to have the full function, but with the latest update, you no longer need to pay for all the features inside the Balluff engineering tools. So if you have older version of the BT software, please update it, and then you will enjoy all the features inside. So let's say if there is no other question, we may end this webinar earlier. And then please do not hesitate to leave your further question inside or contact us directly. I see Kelvin have another question. What kind of sensors that Balluff can supply to 3C communication and consumer electronic manufacturing industry? So like we say, we have our photoreactive sensors, which are specially designed to detect wafer present. We have our capacity sensors, which are used to detect water levels and without directly in contact with the medium. So because in the semiconductors manufacturing, a lot of highly corrosive chemicals are used. So when the sensor do not need to be in contact with the medium, it will greatly reduce the compatibility. So the sensor can be easily applied. So besides that, we have our encoders, which are able to detect the linear position of the robots that use in semiconductors industry. Besides this, a lot of wafer transportation, they use the RFID to do the track and trace. So the process and also the important information are written into the RFID tag, and then they will be transferred together with the wafer from station to station. This enables them to be easily tracked and also traced for the information. I see there is another question. Are all the I/O connection compatible or available for remote access for troubleshooting purpose, which shall comply with IoT 4.0? So if let's say you are using IO-Link sensors, when you're using IO-Link sensors, there are additional information such as is it the sensor is functioning correctly? Is there IO-Link communication with the sensors, as well as our SAM information? What are the sensor operating temperatures currently? So all these kind of information are transmitted via IO-Link to a PLC. So let's say if you monitor this kind of information, you are able to determine is it the sensor still in good condition or the sensor disconnected from the IO-Link master because of wire break, or the sensor itself are broken they have short inside the sensors. So you are easily determine this kind of fault using IO-Link technology. So let's say in recent IoT 4.0, let's say the customer is using the IO-Link signals, they will able to use all this kind of data and apply in their IoT 4.0. So does that answer the question? Let's say if you have further question, please do not hesitate to let us know. So if there is no more question, then we may end this session. And then please do not hesitate to contact us anytime or leave your message in this chat. Thank you.